Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from CarWow. So I'm sat with the fastest man in a production car ever. It's Andy Wallace from Bugatti. How you doing?
That's a nice intro. You can't be a fast man without a fast car, can you?
But we have got a fast car. What have we got today?
So this is the Pure Sport. So what you've already experienced is the Super Sport 300 Plus.
And that's 300. Oh my God.
Fastest car in a straight line. This one is our car with the most lateral acceleration, more grip in the corners. So two ends of the spectrum. We've got a nice little racetrack here. Actually, it's quite a long racetrack, over 6 kilometres long. It's got some punishing corners, very, very hard for a chassis to cope with all the elevation changes. But I think the car copes really well. So let's go and see.
Let's do it. Do you think many people who buy this car, there's going to be 60 made, will they actually take them on track?
Well, some of our customers already take their standard share and Assurance Sport on the track, so I'm sure there will be people that go on track.
There'll be collectors too though, won't they, who'll wrap them up in cotton wool and just have them as investments.
It's a big variation of customers. Some people drive them every day, some people not so much, but I can tell you they all enjoy their cars when they do drive them. So let's go and see what we've got, shall we?
Okay. So we're just going to get straight into it then, I'll see.
Just so you can feel the acceleration. So this is a very long corner, reducing radius. Again, very hard for the composure of the chassis. So as you go in, it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then eventually, at the end of it all, there's a sting in the tail, which is a very, very tight left-hand corner.
Oh, you could end up understeering off this, couldn't you?
Somebody
well, I
just
could.
did.
Somebody just
Yeah.
did. There's some massive black marks leading off. So this car's suspension setup is different than the normal Chiron, isn't it?
Yes, it's stiffer to give the car more composure in the quick corners.
And the aero's different as well, isn't it?
It is, it's got more downforce. It's the blind brow. Blind brow.
That scared me a little bit.
Yes, if you've got more aero, you've got 50 kilos less than the standard Chiron. And this extra camber gives you the more lateral grip as well.
So basically you've stanced out the car a bit more. Like when it leads into a corner, it's just got more contact patch on the tarmac. Blimey.
Yeah, and the result is you just got a lot more grip. So
you can really feel it like scrambling away.
Yeah, it's biting the tarmac.
Someone definitely understeered off there and there. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not an easy track, that's for sure.
So this is a really good place to test this car's dynamic ability.
Yes, it is.
And blimey, the brakes.
It's punishing for the car, but the chassis holds up so well.
And this is a heavy car, let's not mess around. How heavy is it, like 1900 kilos?
It's probably around 1900 kilos, yeah.
But this one's slightly lighter, isn't it, than the normal Chiron?
Yes, it is. Central gravity's low. It's going to take off here.
Whoa!
So you've got air underneath you.
Whoa! Oof. Have you got overall downforce, have you? Is it?
Yes, so this has a good bit more downforce.
Are the brakes the same as the normal Chiron?
The brakes are uprated very slightly because the normal Chiron brakes are fantastic already.
And the engine, have you changed the engine at all?
Now the engine revs just a couple of hundred revs more, but the most important change on the powertrain is the gearbox. So the gear ratios are all shorter, and that gives you that punchy acceleration every time you open the throttle.
Isn't there some kind of crazy stat? This does, was it 60 kilometres an hour to 120 kilometres an hour, 2 seconds faster than the normal Chiron?
Which is insane, isn't it?
It's nuts. Can we feel that as we come out this corner?
Yes, we can. Ready?
Go on, let's do it. Whoa! 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 My mum would be very cross with you if she saw what happened then. I think you've upped the pace a bit now.
So that's over 185 miles an hour.
Do you know what? I'm going to shut up and let you concentrate on putting in a quick lap. Because I know you're testing this car. It's not just a joyride for me.
It's a very, very good car from a confidence point of view. Straight away you feel confident in this car. It tracks so true. Oh, even with all this power.
Is this where we get air?
It's the first one where you get a little bit of air.
You don't want too much of the barrier there. Because you can't steer or brake when you're airborne, can you?
No, you can't.
Although you have got an air brake, so you can a little bit, I guess. Oh. That acceleration, oh my God, the way it just puts down the power.
It leaps, doesn't it?
I don't understand how it's not like losing traction. The poor tyres, what are they going through?
They're being hammered, aren't they?
Is it a specifically developed tyre for this car?
Yes, it's a different tyre. It's a bit softer than the standard tyre.
I bet they don't do many laps, do they?
Well, these have been on all day.
Have they?
Yeah.
What, you taking me out with old rubber? I actually closed my eyes there. I bet the editor's going to bloody put it in as well. I just can't believe what it's doing. On the electronics, cutting in a bit there.
Yes. So that's
Whoa.
what the PS Sport's all about. So
You can track this car. Anyone who says you can't track a Chiron is wrong. Well, you can't if you can't afford one.
it's fantastic on the track, but it's not so badly at the expense of ride quality.
You were saying the suspension's stiff. I've read that it's like 60% stiffer at the front and like 30% stiffer at the back.
It's a good bit, yeah. But the trick really to get the good ride quality is in the damping as well. It takes quite a long time to get the damping right. What you need is the control of the body weight, but at the same time you need the suppleness over the big bumps. And I think they've achieved a really good compromise on that.
So this car, it's like €3 million before tax. Are they all sold already?
I believe if they're not, it's close. Yes.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. If you want to, there might be one available if you're quite fancy, and I do highly recommend it. I think my mum could drive it. I'd love to do that video one day. Even before I drive a Chiron, I'd love my mum to just drive one. Oh, what a start! Go! You're about to win your first ever drag race, mother. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see my mum drive a Chiron, and I'll somehow try to make it happen.
The thing that is different, of course, is that it is incredibly powerful and fast, so you just need to be aware of what's happening around you.
You were talking earlier about some of the details that you have to look at when you're developing this car, and the weight of the dust caps because of the force of the speed of the wheel spinning.
It's 3000 G is the force that they're subjected to, and so they then take on a weight of 3000 times that weight. So a 2.5 gram valve cap becomes 7.5 kilos.
I mean, that's just crazy, really, isn't it?
Then you think about the pressure and temperature sensor the other side of the valve, that's 44 grams, that's 132 kilos. So the numbers are crazy.
132 kilos, which is like twice what I can bench press.
Yeah.
Also, the valves you were saying, in the tyres, they can leak at the high speed. Well, they would do if they weren't developed specifically to cope with the forces.
Yeah, the Schrader valve stem that you have in all cars, at that speed, the force is so high that the stem was bending and allowing some air to escape. So it was just redesigned at design stage. With Bugatti, we're very lucky because no corners are cut when you develop a car. You just develop the ultimate car regardless, and if it takes longer, it takes longer.
And that's the beauty of being part of the VW group, isn't it? You've got the budgets to do that, haven't you?
Yes, you have lots of engineering to draw on. Bugatti is a company of just over 300 people, but 200 of those are engineers. So it just goes to show you, it's very engineering led.
Whereas flip it to Audi, it's very marketing led. That's a joke. You don't need marketing with Bugatti. It kind of markets itself, doesn't it? Well, that was awesome. Thank you very much. I was blown away by just how it coped with that tight circuit. And that's the centre of gravity is really low in this car, isn't it?
That's what makes the difference. Everybody talks about weight. Now, the reason the car is as heavy as it is, or one of the reasons, is that the engine and gearbox itself weigh 700 kilos. So this is not because we need a heavy engine for power, but what you do need it for is durability. But importantly, the weight distribution is good. We have 45% of the car's weight on the front axle. That's because under your elbow, this is where the gearbox is.
Despite that big heavy engine back there.
Exactly, yeah. So, and the centre of gravity being low is, I think, more important than the actual number of kilograms, especially when you realise that if you took off, say, 500 kilos from this car, when you accelerated, you would actually just spin the wheels. So there is
it needs some weight to help it put its power down. That's one of the reasons why it's getting so much traction, is that it's got that force on the ground.
Exactly. You need it. It needs to be in the right place, and the centre of gravity needs to be low, and it is on both counts.